You might have heard I run with a dangerous crowd. We ain't too pretty, we ain't too proud. We might be laughing a bit too loud, but that never hurt no one. Darling, only the good die young. Only the good die young. Only the good die young. Awesome. I don't know how to tag you guys that asked for it. Hey, what's up, you guys? As you're joining, say hi. Let me know that you are here. Let me know you can hear and see me okay. Let me know all is working well. That little ditty goes out to my dear old friend Sean Lanigan, who requested Billy Joel. So yes, if you have requests, I do take them. I usually like sing a little whatever's in my head while I wait for you guys to hop on. So if you're watching the replay, this is the part where you can fast forward 30 or 60 seconds and jump right into the thought of the day. But definitely, if you're watching the replay, say replay love in the comments below. Let me know you're here. Let me know that you can hear in the right spot. I think I am. All right. Welcome to day 2 of Nourishment Reframes. I'm Amanda, if you don't know me, nutrition coach, energy embodiment channel, intuitive eating teacher, and we are talking all this week about reframing our ideas of nourishment and eating, and reframing our ideas around food and body. And so we started yesterday, and thanks for your patience today. I'm a little later than I said I would be because I've been flying across the country, and now I'm back on Eastern time zone, so we should be all good for the rest of the week. But let me know if you guys watched yesterday's, like, what you thought of it, what came up for you, what's going on for you as far as that goes. And we'll dive right into day 2 here. So these are kind of our answers to kind of common beliefs about food or beliefs about our bodies as women. These are us being open to new ideas around nourishment, which actually I believe are pretty ancient ideas, which are kind of our birthright to be well nourished and have a sacredness around our relationship with our food, with our body, with our nourishment. But this day and age in society, like, that's not exactly the norm, right? So we're helping it get back to the normal. And again, as you're joining, say hi and let me know that you're here. Day 2, Nourishment Reframes. So today's Nourishment Reframe is, are you ready? Are you ready? Anything I choose or don't choose is simply research. Anything I choose or don't choose to put in my body is simply research. That's it. So what does that bring up for you guys? I know we have a lot of ideas around, right food and wrong food, and this is good for me and this is bad for me. What if whatever I put in my body is just like simply research? What if I'm just researching how it reacts in my body, how I react to it, how it reacts to me, how we synergize or don't? Doesn't that kind of like take the pressure off a little bit? Like, oh, I'm just learning how this feels in my body, and maybe it felt some way a year ago, but maybe it'll feel differently today. So really taking the time to notice how things feel in our body, for one, but also just taking the pressure off of not making things wrong or right, but how does it really feel in my body right now? So when I say how does it feel in my body, I'm talking about like some good metrics, some good ways to measure that are like your energy, right? Like, so anything I choose or don't choose is simply research. So what are you researching? How's your energy after you eat that thing, right? How's your energy? How is your tummy, right? Like, how's your digestion and your tummy doing and your BMs? Like, those couple things are really what you're looking at as far as the physical goes. As far as anything I choose or don't choose to put in my body is just research. Again, as you're joining, say hi. I don't know if I can see comments, which is kind of a bummer because it's always nice to try to chat with you guys. Whoops, don't know what I'm doing there. But let me know what that brings up for you. So how does it feel in my body? I'm just a research scientist. I'm just, you know, a research investigator. How does it feel in my body? Do I mesh with this food or not? Why not? You know, just getting curious, like yesterday's mantra, replacing judgment with curiosity, being willing to try on new ideas of nourishment, you know, which again, I think are actually really ancient ways. But how does it feel in my body? And this goes for any form of nourishment. So you can see how it works for you physically with food, but also how does it work in your, like, with your idea of yourself? How does it work with your time? Like how you spend your time? What nourishes you there? Anything I choose, you know, is choose or don't choose is simply research. So what is nourishing me right now? How am I spending my time? Like maybe it's a really nourishing thing for you, you know, maybe spending time with a particular friend or group of friends isn't going to be nourishing for you that day, right? So you need alone time. So maybe that's the most nourishing thing you can do for yourself. And so it's just about getting into your body, like how do I feel when I think about spending time with those people? Or maybe it's, you know, it's better spent alone, or you don't have the energy to spend time with that particular group of friends. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you think you have to get a ton of stuff done, right? You think that you have a whole to-do list and you're too busy, but maybe the most actual nourishing thing for you is to go spend, you know, have a drink with your girlfriends or whatever, like to go spend some time with your community and with your support system. So in general, when I'm like, you know, I already mentioned the physical things with food, like your energy and your tummy and your BMs, but when you're thinking about it in terms of what nourishes me, and I'm just curious, and anything I choose is just research, a good, like, yeses usually feel commonly, you have to figure out what your yes and your no feels like. So yeses commonly feel like open and free and light, right? Like, oh, it feels good. No's usually feel like heavy or draining or closed, like contracting in some way, right? So a lot of times we just put up with that feeling and kind of keep trudging through it. That's kind of what we've been taught. You know, a lot of us have been taught societally. So when we really kind of tune in to what actually makes us feel great, you kind of realize you don't have to do hardly anything that doesn't make you feel wonderful, right? I mean, obviously there's some responsibilities, but you don't have, like, you don't have to do anything out of obligation. You can do everything from a sense of peace and joy and heaven yes in your life. So that's a lot of what this is about. This mantra, again, is anything I choose or don't choose is simply research. Every experience is an experiment. That's a quote, right? All of life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Who was that? One of the good ones. One of the good guys. So notice, like, I'm inviting you to actually notice and to actually take note of how you feel after each experience you have, after each meal that you have, after each type of food that you have, after each interaction that you have, after how you spend your time. How do you feel? And before thinking about it, how does it make you feel thinking about doing that thing or eating that thing, right? So this is taking the breath, the beat, the pause to think about, like, what really nourishes you, and afterwards really noting, like, okay, that was just research. Let me let go of any judgment around that experience, like, and just notice how it feels so I know better for next time, because when I know better, I do better, right? How does that feel for you guys? Let me know below. Let me know what comes up for you. Maybe journal around this a little bit. And I will be back tomorrow for the next nourishment mantra, for the next nourishment reframe. We're going to go a little deeper each day. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about how movement relates to it all, how dance, singing, and music relates to it all. So let me know how you're doing with these. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Enjoy your nourishment. Hey, Michelle, catching you at the end. Sweet. Go watch from the beginning. It's a good one. Bye, guys.